Hello, welcome to this playthrough of Elden Ring, where I will be in the co-pilot seat and Branwell will be driving. This is a lore playthrough, and in every video there will be spoilers because this is intended as a vehicle for Branwyn to explain her theories on the lore of the setting. So if you'd rather develop your own theories without being influenced by other people's, or don't want to be surprised on some of the deep lore of the game, this is not a straight playthrough of just playing gameplay focused. This is a lore focused playthrough. So you might want to give this a pass if you want to avoid big spoilers. With that said, I hope you enjoy the video. And we're back.
Welcome back to Elden Ring, where we're running around grabbing items to upgrade our equipment and dodging these boys because, quite honestly, I cannot be bothered trying to fight them at this point. What we really want to do is upgrade our stuff so that we can go and get to Stormvale and start talking some real lore stuff. Well, start talking some different lore stuff, because we'll be talking about all of the lore stuff that we come across.
Right. And we're doing a little
here.
bit of a circle of a lap around with the stuff we've already done, which kind of, I mean, I've not played actual Dark Souls games.
Mm-hmm.
And Neo 2 is structured differently because it's not open world. But
yeah, it's mission based.
yeah,
Most Souls games aren't structured like this or Neo 2. They're more like you have a hub world and then you teleport to different areas. And those areas are interlinked. And you get to a new bonfire, and then and that's your progression. As you progress through the game and you find new areas, and you keep going on like that.
right. It's very much more Metroid than open world.
Correct.
But what I was going to say was, from my experience watching the Souls likes, it's very much a game where it seems like you're making no progress and then suddenly there's tons of progress.
Yes.
All at once.
Yeah, so skills that you often need for Souls likes are like sectioning off areas to make sure you've looked everywhere. Learning that the way they design areas, they go in loops. So you'll start out near a bonfire, you'll do a loop, and you'll come back somewhere close to that bonfire and then kick a ladder that takes you back to that bonfire.
Right.
Creates a shortcut, something like that. Now, what we're doing here is that thing animates when you get close. That's a dragonkin soldier.
Okay, so that's not a very big octopus. That's something worse.
Yeah, that is a mini boss. But we want this dude, because this is a talisman that increases all of our mental stats by 3.
Okay.
At the cost of us taking more damage.
Ooh. Now, increasing all stats by 3, I know is
all mental stats.
All mental stats by 3 is still a lot, because each point
is a level
and more expensive. And it's not like the first one dot of in is 10, and then one dot of whatever is 10, and then one dot of
Yeah.
no, it keeps going up for the entirety.
Yes.
So that's a lot of
Exactly.
experience, right? There's three mental stats.
No. There is mind, intelligence, faith, and arcane. 4 mental stats.
So that's 12 levels.
Yes. It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's at the bit. So later on, it's not worth it because
the extra
things do
damage.
exponentially more damage. Yeah.
Right.
Um, but yeah, this this is Sea of Forever. So we as I remember correctly, and my brain I may be like I'm forgetting exactly where, but there should be a Somber Smithing Stone 3 here. No, it's a Golden Rune 7. That's not what we wanted.
So the number in brackets is not is a type.
Yeah, so they're all right. We're gonna go to inventory. So yeah, there's levels 1 to 10.
Okay,
Basically, the last one's called Ancient Somber Smithing Stone, but it's a 10.
got it.
Yeah, these are what you use to upgrade your weapons. They're actually scales from ancient dragons. Uh, Ancient
Oh.
dragon scales are made out of a stone that resists time.
Oh my. A stone
Okay,
that resists time.
yes. So that was a somber 5, so we're ahead of the curve now.
Okay.
I need a 3 and a I think I need a 3 and a 4.
Okay, okay.
Um
When you say it resists time, what exactly are you meaning?
I mean that ancient dragons are immortal because their scales resist time. They are um, time does not affect them.
So we've hit Lord of the Rings again.
Oh, do tell.
So again, this is what the One Rings do. The Rings of Power
Oh,
do. Because
okay.
the preservation thing, I think I've mentioned this before. The whole preservation thing is Anatar, Sauron, sold the elves of we can prevent we can prevent the onset of time. We can prevent it from continuing forward.
Mm.
And that's why Rivendell and Lothlorien are the way they are, is because of the two elven rings that are there supporting those realms.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I did not know that.
And it's why Bilbo and Golem never really get older after
Mm.
having the One Ring, is
Oh,
because
that makes sense.
they're kept. It's the way the books put it is you don't gain any more life, but you just keep going.
Yep.
And I believe Bilbo says it's like
But
butter spread over too much bread.
yes. But you do still get older, so unless you are also unaging,
Yeah,
um, it's it's also a bit of a curse.
correct. That's what happens with the Nazgul, and why they progressively become more spirit and get stuck in the spirit realm as undead.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, the dragons, of course. Well, sorry, the ancient dragons do not die of natural causes.
right.
Um, in this, but that is also very interesting.
Hmm. Yeah, like it's one of the things, like, where people ask what are the abilities of the Rings of Power. It's like that's not what it's about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but the rings of power were made for elves. The reason they were given to humans and dwarves is because the elves figured out the scam,
Mm-hmm.
and then
So,
they affected
so
humans and dwarves differently. Sorry.
right. So did the elves like? Are the elves able to use the rings without Sauron messing with them as long as he doesn't have the one ring, or is
Well, yes, the three, yes. The
yeah,
the ones that. So the way I put it is, Sauron presented, I have these techniques I can teach you, and I have this new OS. It's a wonderful operating system. Why don't you all try it? And then they all made these rings based off of his techniques, and they all have built-in flaws that are basically there is the thing that he sold them on them doing, which is preventing time from going.
yeah,
And then there is the thing that he didn't tell them about, which is, hey, I have a backdoor into your mind now.
right, yes, of course,
And the 3 elven rings, though, were made without his direct input, but were still made were still made using his techniques. So they didn't know about the flaws, so they didn't know to remove them. But they also didn't know about the flaws, so they didn't keep them in. So so the 3 elven rings, he doesn't. There's 2 things different about them. One, he doesn't have control of them. He has like read permissions, but not write permissions.
right,
The other one was that because of the 3, when he hooked into the 1, it wasn't quiet. The 3 people wearing the 3 knew, oh shit.
yeah,
And
got you.
if Soren has the 1, then he can read the minds of the 3. That is the extent of what he can do. They cannot hide anything from him if he has the 1. Yep.
Yeah, but that's still oof.
Yep. Yep. It is still very dangerous, and it's still why they took off the rings. But yeah. The 9 and the 7, however, no, that's just flat. I'm absconding my free will to be preserved.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, because the hubris of men seeking immortality, etc.
Yeah. Or in that's where it was sold on the men. For the elves, is the hubris of keeping time from proceeding on towards the way it is meant to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's. Oh boy. Okay, so when I've told you about Gwyn, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So when we talk about Gwyn stoking the first flame with with sacrifices of souls,
Yep.
because he doesn't want his age of fire to end.
Yeah. That's exactly
Yeah.
that's exactly the sin of the elves in the third
Wow.
in the second and third age with the rings.
Okay.
The difference being they walked it back.
Yeah. Yes.
They said, "Oh shoot, we've done a bad."
Mm-hmm.
And they helped fix it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, this makes complete and perfect sense.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the horn bow. That's the bow that the spirit archers here use, and later on the real shaman archers. That's the bow that you use if you are an intelligence-based character.
I love them just trying to follow you around.
Yeah. Also, see.
Oh yeah,
Spirit,
spirits.
shaman, spirit. And and has already given me the filthy looks for that one. You'll be pleased to know.
Oh,
Oh no, I'm getting more filthy looks. I shouldn't have said anything.
the 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 seeking immortality for humans in Lord of the Rings, though, is not so much hubris. It is not like it is not good for them. It's not a matter of pride. It's a matter of Morgoth convinced them that death was bad, and
Right.
and really the ability to die and leave is a gift. They don't have to stick here and get wearied of time progressing the way the elves do. We have the ability to leave. We aren't stuck here.
Got you. Got
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Oh, that is a very like you'll pardon me, that is kind of a Christian way of looking at it.
I mean, it's Tolkien.
Yeah, yeah, I know. He's best friends with C.S. Lewis, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
Tolkien actually has a much better brand of Christianity than C.S. Lewis, in my opinion.
oh yeah, do not get me started on C.S. Lewis.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I mean, for one thing, the angels and God are basically like, no, I'm giving y'all free will to do what you want. We're doing hands off. and the angels messed up on it a little bit at the start, but they kept on figuring out, no, we should be better.
Yes. Oh, come on. All right.
Yeah, the having to collect your souls. Oof. At least,
Yeah, I'm trying to hit above my weight at the moment. Is the problem.
so I guess you could dive in and get out.
Oh, I can, but I really want to get up that ladder. Is the thing.
I see.
And unfortunately, it's like the second one comes down from up there. So,
Nice. But yeah, I'm seeing where you're saying that you suspected there was some Lord of the Rings stuff here, and I'm like, yeah.
yeah, no, it gets more and more obvious what's stuff that's going down. I mean, it's called Elden Ring for
Yep.
starters.
Yep.
Yes, okay. So he's going to chase us up here, but we can get up this ladder and just, bugger off.
Now, dragons in this are very different from dragons in Lord of the Rings.
Oh yes, no, these are way more D&D style dragons. So one of the things is we do want to drop down there at some point, but I'm going to head over here first. No, these are much more like D&D dragons. They turn into humans, or at least it's like they talk about them turning into humans in the lore.
Right. They also seem to be independently eldritch.
Oh yes, very much so. Just interrupt this dude. Yeah, I am a customer.
Yeah.
We'll want this guy's stuff eventually, but not right now, I don't think.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings dragons, we're not 100% sure where they came from. We know Morgoth created them but we also know Morgoth is not capable of true creation.
Yeah.
Um, and but we also know it's not like the trolls. The trolls, okay, so the trolls in Lord of the Rings are not true creations. That's why they turn to stone.
Yeah.
My personal theory on that is that when Ule makes the dwarves, initially he has to like control them deliberately like puppets. They don't really have a will of their own. They're just kind of toys or something that move when he thinks about them moving. And if he doesn't think about them, they don't do anything. I think
Right. Okay.
I think the trolls are like that, but Morgoth is just so much bigger
Mm.
that he can.
He can think about all
Yeah,
of these things at
right.
once.
And one of the things about Morgoth is he's splitting his essence into the world more and more, which is why when he comes back, he's going to be. It's possible for a human to kill him, which is what's prophesied to happen.
Mm.
It's just that killing him will kill the world too, because he spread himself through it so much.
Right.
Yeah. So, so yeah, that's my theory on the trolls. The trolls are not. They're a mockery of the Ents, but they're not truly alive, which is why they turn to
Oh.
stone.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
That's really interesting. What? I don't have another.
But
I thought I had
dragons,
another song.
yeah, dragons are really alive. They are flesh and blood. They're just really damn powerful. So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
were bred from something else that was created.
Mm. Oh, that's really cool.
I'm guessing there's something like that with the trolls around here then.
Um. So it's possible that So one of the things about the stuff in Elden Ring is how many things like are tree related.
Right.
Um, it's possible that there's a bit of a thing about trolls and giants who trolls are descended from. Not evolving necessarily, but being similar to trees.
Huh.
Being a like. So the translations of things in this game are not accurate. Are not entirely accurate, but it's probable, or I at least think it's probable, but that the choices of how things were translated were,
Deliberate.
yeah. One of them is the translation between the Japanese divine person in this. In the English translation, it was translated as Empyrean.
Interesting. Empyrean, I've heard before. That that does have some esoterica to it.
Yeah. So one of the things that comes up, having looked at like Dark Souls and this, and if you take them as somehow linked, even, and everything.
Blood Rose.
One of the meanings of Empyrean is dry. So in Greek mythology, you had a concept of wet and dry things, like different elements. Water naturally is wet,
Right.
and I think earth was also wet.
That tracks. That tracks.
Water is wet and cold. Fire is dry and hot.
Yeah, whereas Sorry, Anne is just explaining stuff to me. Yeah, because there's wet, cold. There's wet. Sorry, there's wet and dry, and cold and hot, and
Right.
in different combinations, the elements are. You get the different elements.
And I'm guessing that would put spirit as a balance between all four traits.
I don't know actually.
I guess it's
The
ether
part
or spirit. I can't remember which one it's called. Sorry.
Yeah. The part that's interesting to me in relationship to Elden Ring is that Empyrean being meaning dry,
Right.
versus wet. So blood, one of the factions, the faction that we're using the weapons of and everything at the moment,
Yep.
actually, blood is wet,
Right.
and bone is dry.
Right.
So part of what I believe part of the question of in this game is like where does the soul reside? Where do our memories reside? What is the relationship between our bodies and our physical beings and our spiritual selves?
And identity and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So so we are made of bone and flesh and blood.
Right.
Flesh and blood both being, wet, the wet part there.
We're at 26 minutes, by the way.
Yeah. So
So the Empyrean being
this
dry.
yeah, the Empyrean being dry and blood being wet. So the Empyrean being would be completely dry, which means that they are, and it's only an Empyrean that can become a god for whatever reason. Probably because my supposition is that it's to do with because the race of gods in Dark Souls were all dry, completely dry beings. They were made of, air and fire and that sort of thing. And they were in opposition to the dark, cold, wet beings that were humans. They suppressed humans and did the whole undead purges and everything.
Right.
So, but the dark soul, and let's call it the light soul for a moment, or the Lord souls that the the gods used.
Right.
I think that their runes versus souls. So, like the runes that we are using exist in bones, bone marrow, stuff like that. Is golden, is dry, hot, and related to fire and air.
Right.
And then the dark souls are related to water, earth, and the entire antithesis of it. And the reason we have those two things, it goes all the way back to the original schism, when the world was separated into a duality.
Got it.
The original, like when before everything was together, then it's separated into two opposing, the yin and yang.
Got it.
rather than the whole internal thing. So yeah, let's switch videos because
Yeah.
that was a
That that was a
heavy topic.
yep. Okay. Just a moment.